All right, folks, welcome to a trade review which I was intending to keep for myself within the sanctity of my journal. But you're lucky, because at the end I changed my mind and I decided to share it with you all. Now, I think trade reviews, I believe they are more beneficial than any other form of trading content, educational content. The reason being is because, as opposed to seeing a PowerPoint with some theoretical idea, you're actually seeing the concepts in action. You're seeing someone who you want to emulate, someone who you want to be like, applying the concepts in a live trade they took themselves. In this case, me. With this trade I took with EU on Monday. So sit down, stop whatever you're doing, grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea or milk or water or whatever, and pay attention. Now, the idea behind this trade was trading one weekly candle, right? As I've said before opening a trade, you have to bear in mind, and you have to keep in mind and note and have an idea about which candle you want to trade. You don't just go and open the charts and randomly trade any breaker you see, or order block, or FVG, or whatever, right? That's pattern trading. Before opening a trade, and write this down, before opening any trade, you have to know what you're trading. And what I advise most of you is to stick to trading the weekly candle range, the daily candle range, or the 4-hour candle range. Right? So stick to trading one of those three: 4-hour, daily, or weekly. In this case, this was a weekly candle trade, right? So I was looking, before this candle opened, I was looking to capitalize on a potential movement to the downside within this week, right? CRT. I had marked previously the CRT high, and this was a $40,000 trade. Mark the CRT high and the CRT low, and what's missing? The key level. If you said key level, then good job. If you didn't, then study more. Now, the key level is the weekly FVG. Right, so you have a key level, and you have the high and the low. Right, so CRT high, low, and key level. Also, furthermore, you have the CRT within the CRT. Right, so you have this CRT within the CRT. So the trade you saw me take was a trade of this CRT from the low to the high. That was trade number one. And then I exited over here and entered again with a sell. Right, so I bought from here all the way up here into the target, this CRT, and then I sold at the key level. Right, every entry is an exit, and every exit is an entry. Everything in trading is reversible, right? And that is one depiction of that. Every exit is an entry, and that's why I entered. Further confluence was an old low, but that doesn't matter, right? All that mattered was the time it formed. Now, the buy was from here, from this level, right? From the London session of Monday all the way up to the target. The ICT pattern traders all the way up here, right? CRT low, CRT high. And this is a common, CRT is not just a pattern. It's liquidity. It's the emotion. All the way up from the CRT low to the CRT high is a lot of pattern traders shorting, right? So in a bullish CRT, the journey from the CRT low to the CRT high is filled with pattern trading shorts. And vice versa. In a bearish CRT, all this journey down here was filled with pattern trading long traders, right? That's liquidity. In fact, I saw one of these mentors, and I say mentors lightly, on Twitter, selling right here. Selling over here. Not bearing in mind the fact that close above means higher prices. Right? So we know by now that close above, higher prices. You don't look for a sell after close above. Especially when you're targeting a Monday CRT, right? CRT low, this is Monday. CRT low, CRT high. You let it go. You let them push price to the target they want to go to. And the target in this case was CRT high and the key level. Now, another concept, another depiction of how trading is reversible, everything in trading. You remember this key level we marked 5 minutes ago? You can either trade the key level itself, the FVG itself, right? Or you can trade the journey to the FVG. And to prove my point, I showed you guys how to do both. How to do both, right? So I showed you what it's like to trade from the CRT low to the key level. So trading to the key level, and note this down. Don't just binge watch. Note down what I'm saying. Trading from the CRT low to the key level, and then trading the key level itself, right? So you can either trade the key level, or you can trade the journey to the key level. And this is a perfect depiction of that. And the actual entry was here. You wait for an old high. As you know, all this happening in price is highs being rejected and lows being broken, or lows being rejected and highs being broken. In this case, we have a bearish market. We have price wanting to push down, right? Both in this bigger weekly CRT, which some of you marked. That was my intention. Good job. And furthermore, this daily CRT over here. All right, so price is clearly, and you have a rejection above here. So you have range high, range low. This is a range. They stab into the range high. They sucker in all the longs. And they stop out all the shorts, and then they dump. All right, so it's clearly going down. Lows being broken, highs being rejected. All right, lows being broken, highs being rejected. So the bias was bearish. Low, every high was rejected, and every low was broken, and we've been selling since all the way up there. Remember? So you saw me trade this, and this, and this. All within the CRT high, CRT low. Right? So the point was trading this one weekly candle. Right? So this one weekly candle is the one specific candle which paid me the $40,000 based on CRT. Now the actual entry method, which is, you might be wondering and saying, what about the entry? The entry method is the last thing I look at, and the last thing you should look at. The first thing is trying to determine where the market is going next. And note the language I'm using here. I'm not saying knowing exactly what's going to go next. No, trying to determine, trying to predict where it's likely to go next. Right? So have an idea, form an opinion on where the market should go, but don't decide for the market where it goes. Right? So I formed an opinion that this market is rejecting highs and breaking lows. Therefore, there is no reason for it to move higher, especially CRT high and the key level. Another concept which you should take away from this video is a higher time frame key level produces a lower time frame expansion. Right? So this weekly key level was the propeller, was the rocket launcher that launched this lower time frame dump, this lower time frame onslaught, this this crash. Right? So this higher time frame weekly FVG, remember? It is the purpose and the reason, it's the culprit behind this lower time frame crash. Right? Higher time frame key level, lower time frame dump. And vice versa. Higher time frame bullish key level, lower time frame pump. The entry is the last thing, pretty simple. You mark the weekly open, right? So Sunday, weekly open, you wait for price to go and stab into this old high, you short above there, and here's where you look for your model, right? Your model number one, your breaker on the lower time frame, whatever. That's the last step. And notice how different this is from all the other influencers who put their emphasis, trading influencers and so-called mentors, and I say both those lightly, they emphasize most on the entry model itself. And with me, you see that that's the last thing. This is something that they don't teach because they simply don't know, right? They're not profitable traders. They're nothing more than chart artists and graphic designers, right? PDFs and videos with his face. You see, like, there's a video of the chart and his face is on the screen, right? Flexing their rented Lambos, rented G-Wagons, and rented girlfriends, right? Those are not traders. Those are nothing more than trading influencers, and stay away from them. Avoid them at all cost if you want to make progress. Excuse me. Right, so weekly open, in summary of the whole thing. Weekly open, pump into old high, reject, look for the bearish pattern to form over here, enter short over here, stop loss above the bearish pattern. In this case, I used this CRT right here to find my short entry, right? That's something I was not willing to disclose in this video, but there you go. There you have it. CRT, that's the entry right there. enter a stop loss right there, and your homework is to go and find out my entry in the lower time frame. So dig into this wick, go inside this wick and see what's there. Down it goes, leg number 1, OTE, leg number 2, and that's it. $40,000 in the bag. Right, it's that simple. All these concepts, they perhaps might seem intimidating at first, but once you blend them together, then it's it's like a symphony. It's a sequence. It's always the same. It repeats itself every day, every week. All you have to do is learn, learn the method, practice the method, and there you go. There's the kiss of death, turtle soup. Right there. Which marked the beginning of the next leg. Right, OT, within the CRT. Alright folks, I think that's enough for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to learn, if you're serious about trading and want to learn more, then join the 2025 private mentorship. It's only open for 9 more days, and then it closes permanently. All right? Details in the pinned post in Telegram. And don't get scammed by fakes. Right? Make sure it's the official Telegram. I hope you found that insightful. I wish you good luck, good trading, and see you all in the next video.